and this is not in the plans, but if we get around to doing something like a maximum
series turns up, you obviously heard it here first from Dwight.
There you go.
So Marvel Legends doesn't slow down at all from obviously the massive Apocalypse reveal, deep cut comic waves. I'm here with Dwight to obviously talk about where the line's heading, how you're keeping collectors hooked, and how obviously the UK community fits into the wider, bigger picture. Yeah?
Awesome.
Obviously you guys have just come fresh from your panel.
Yep.
Not going to dive into that just yet.
Okay.
First of all, I want to talk about the newly revealed 12-inch Apocalypse, the X-Men 97. Amazing looking display.
Thank you.
We saw that at New York Comic-Con, and you brought it over here to London
Absolutely.
as well. How long did it take you to set up all the little figures in various different battle poses?
This was probably one of the easiest setups ever. All I had to do is just drop dead figures in the case.
Perfect.
Defeated figures, not dead, because it's the X-Men.
Yes.
But they got their butts whooped, so it was just laying them on some rocks.
Amazing. So my question then about the 12-inch. How do you determine a figure moves into that kind of premium, larger scale territory? Because obviously you've had deluxe figures and all that kind of stuff. How do you kind of determine which one's gonna get that?
Very good question. We've had some success over the past few years with large characters.
Yep.
Most recently with Dragon Man.
Yes.
And that one was like a large super deluxe, but a bit more of a fan figure.
Mm-hmm.
This year, following up Mephisto, we thought that Apocalypse, while Mephisto wasn't giant, he had the big throne. We thought Apocalypse being, such an iconic character and being a character that can shapeshift to be whatever he chooses to be, we thought 12 inches, working actually with Marvel Studios, because we didn't know exactly how big it should be.
Yes.
So we had lots of conversations with the studio over this height or that height, and we kind of all discussed and determined that 12 inches would be the best appropriate height for the character.
Perfect.
And when that was determined, we're like, well, 12 inches is too big for a normal character, and he's too important of a character to just do a fan channel type item.
Yep.
So we thought going with Hasbro Pulse, where everybody could just order them as a pre-order, so everybody who wants the character can get a character, was the right way to treat him.
Perfect. So another question about kind of design and packaging. Recently we've had quite a few 2-packs revealed. The Gamerverse sets, for example. Obviously Medusa and Gorgon. How do you decide between like a standalone figure and a 2-pack?
Good question. A lot of the standalone figures you'll see in our ongoing series that we develop throughout the years. The big buckets, Avengers, X-Men, Spider-Man, the things that are kind of perennials that you see year in and year out across account exclusives or mainline offerings. That's where you see a lot of the single offerings. When we dip into more obscure things that we don't really have a home for, that's where you see things like cosmic characters like the Inhumans or Champion and Star Fox, where we can kind of bring a couple of things together. It helps us sometimes balance the cost of developing an item and allows us to bring some fun, deeper cuts to you, where sometimes we can anchor a pack with a strong character that needed an update and then give you someone a little bit more obscure so that fans can get stronger, because if there's a stronger character, there's more likely people will buy in. So that's kind of how we look at getting big updates. Like we consider Black Bolt a pretty strong character, but Triton is definitely a few tiers down. So finding a nice way to pull those together is usually what goes into our minds.
Perfect. Recently we've seen the return of the BAF, the Build-A-Figure. We've seen that Build-A-Figure wave revealed earlier on. Arguably, it's one of the concepts that really kind of put Marvel Legends on the map. It really makes Marvel Legends stand out. How often do you think we're going to expect to see a BAF from here on out, or is it just like you're kind of going to here and there, or is this really the return of the BAF wave?
No, you're going to see it less than in the heyday. When you're absolutely correct. When Toy Biz created the BAF system for Marvel Legends back in the early 2000s, it was revolutionary.
Massively.
And that's when the line was mostly multi-packs of 6-inch figures or the ongoing series that became Build-A-Figure series. Now, our whole way of delivering figures to you has changed a lot and evolved since back then. Now we have the ability to do many more deluxe items and super deluxe items, which is something that is proof of the success of the growth and popularity of Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger line now. The accounts are more excited about it and want to see more things like that. So with us being able to deliver a character to you at a lower price than a whole Build-A-Figure wave, but give you big characters along the line, we like that as a much stronger offering. But there are some deeper cuts that might not succeed as easily as a standalone item.
Yep.
And that's where we still will be activating Build-A-Figures.
Cool.
So
the
don't expect to
not
see
gone, but
not
it's
gone.
not as regular.
Yeah, you won't see a lot of them anymore, but you'll see them periodically pop up when we think we have the right thing for you.
Perfect. Animated Spider-Man, X-Men VHS sort of box sets. The animated Spider-Man, we saw the 2-packs. It was kind of teased that this might not be finished completely. Are we going to see more of these, or are they...
Still no plans for any more VHS X-Men or Spider-Man at this time.
Okay.
We're actually looking at, and you guys let us know if you want to see this, take the VHS figures from Spider-Man and put them back out, maybe with new heads on the retro cards.
Perfect.
Because that retro card is so iconic.
Yep.
We think that there's a lot of characters in there, Doc Ock, Vulture, Peter Parker, on and on. Aunt May and Mary Jane might be really cool to get on that classic card. So if you are an Impact collector, you can have them to go with everything else.
Perfect. Okay, so a little bit about kind of design and stuff. With collectors demanding kind of a higher quality, how do you balance articulation and accessory loads versus kind of new molds, reused molds, for example? I think the biggest one for me would be like the cap shield, for example. We've seen that used quite a few times, one with a little peg, most recently in the Thunderbolts 2-pack from the Thunderbolts movie. It's one of those kind of accessories that people kind of go, oh, no, not that again, when there are better ones out there. So how do you kind of determine to balance the difference?
Well, there's better ones out there is the subjective part of the line.
Okay.
What some people like versus what others. We've done some shields with straps on the back. We've done some with the flipping peg hole that can either fit on the back or snap to the wrist.
I quite like it. I'm not going to lie.
You like that?
It's effective. It works. It does the job.
Yeah. It's definitely not as glamorous.
Yeah.
If we get around to doing a character like, and this is not in the plans, but if we get around to doing something like a Maximum Captain America, that would be a place where we would probably offer multiple shields. We would probably do one that has the straps, so you could put it on his back and see the straps over his shoulder. It would maybe have one that has the tighter ones that go on the wrist. A little bit more authentic for that type of stuff. But to your earlier part, it's a massive endeavor to develop a line as large as this. So we're always trying to look at the entire year of tooling and tool spend and what we're using where, and why there might be better shields out there in some people's opinions. They might be more expensive than some of the other ones we have.
Yes.
So sometimes we have to put a more cost-effective thing in one place to allow us to tool something new or something different in another place. So
that obviously you said that isn't a Captain America Maximum series, but if a Captain America Maximum series turns up, you obviously heard it here first from Dwight.
There you go.
So there we go. So 2 very quick questions, just because obviously I'm conscious it's very busy here and you've got a lot to do. Very, very quickly, HasLab, we haven't seen the Marvel Legends HasLab for quite a while, and instead a lot more of the made-to-order products. Is HasLab something that's still being thrown around, or is it have you aged enough with the HasLab?
If there's the right item that makes sense for HasLab, we're open to doing it.
Okay.
The easiest example that sticks in my head is if we were going to do a character again like Fin Fang Foom, which is a giant dragon.
The one I want.
It's an awesome Marvel character, but it's much more obscure than, let's say, a character like Apocalypse.
Yep.
For instance. So, but a Fin Fang Foom would be, in this day and age, probably a $400 to $500 item. And I would not feel confident standing in front of management and pitching, we can deliver a $500 dragon for X amount and sell X amount of numbers. So I would need to have that one go to the fans and see if there was the interest in the HasLab.
Fine.
So that's kind of the way we're looking at it. There's not any plans today. I personally like the pre-order much better. It's much better for my heart because HasLabs are horribly miserable because you guys like to wait till the last couple of the days to just say, yeah, okay, I'm in, and that means you make me suffer and age and turn gray so much over the 40 early days of the campaign. Don't do it to me, man. You guys are killing me. That's why I moved away from them.
Amazing. Dwight, I'm going to one very last quick fire question. Sure. Looking into 2026, are there any kind of major pillars that we should be looking at? Kind of teams, anniversaries, events that kind of collectors should be looking at?
Major,
like Doom on your hat there.
Major. Yeah, there's some little movies coming next year. We know it's been a little bit light for you MCU lovers. Rest assured, that's about to change in some big ways. We got a couple small movies coming. Doomsday, Brand New Day, Secret Wars. Small little Marvel adventures. So
MCU figure line's not gone completely yet. We're going to see a big one in 2026.
Big return in the near future for some awesome MCU stuff.
Amazing, Dwight. It's always a pleasure catching up with you. Have a great rest of the con. Thank you very much. And let me know in the comments, obviously, if there's anything that we haven't discussed that you want to know the answers to.
Sweet leather been jacking too.
It's not bad, is it?
It's nice, man. I like it.